Haven't seen her yet today.
Good morning, Killer William. Hello, everybody. Hey, I bet everyone enjoyed the Northern Lights last night. And if you're anything like me, I got 47 pictures of my neighbor's roof. That was great. So we're going to get right into it because we have the maximum guests we could possibly ever have. And so we're going to go from the Northern Lights to megabytes, go right into AI, and go through robotic. Please ask some questions. And let's let Jason and Maximo take it away. Dude, I can't even see where I'm going up there. This backward screen.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So my name is Maximo Gomez, and also I love Northern Lights to megabytes. That was like maybe the coolest intro I've gotten before.
Damn right.
That was good. That was good. And I'm the director of customer success for BrokerBot.ai. And this is a state-of-the-art tool and an AI system that your leadership has been working hard on to curate for you and launch within your market center. And today I'm going to walk you through logging in, and I'm going to give you real-life use cases on this AI platform. And I think it's important to note, I'm actually an 18-year associate broker and mortgage loan originator myself. I've sold hundreds of homes, and I am using this in my business every single day. So this is not just another standard AI platform. This is a curated AI tool that calls on multiple AI systems that gives you the best-in-class AI resource in any given moment. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and share my screen and then we'll get started here. So first off, all of you should have just received an invitation to join your team's BrokerBot account. So if you can go into your emails, click on that invitation that you have received from support@brokerbot.ai and go ahead and accept the invitation and then log in. And then once you log in, you're going to see this screen here. Go here to the bottom left-hand corner, click on your name, profile, and pull it up so that you can get that little green check mark to authenticate your phone number. And this is a crucial part of the process because when we talk about AI assistants and an assistant in general, I want someone that I can talk to, have conversations with, do role playing, take notes, write emails, send text messages to, text photos, and get even text messages in response or have it send me information. So we've built that. We've built an omni-channel assistant that you can call in, ask questions to, and have conversations with. And what's cool is that by verifying your phone number here, you get direct access into your leadership's knowledge center. And all of the conversations that you have with your AI assistant become transcribed and referenced in your knowledge center in the chat history right here. So you can continue collaborating with it at any point in time, wherever you left off, no matter your mode of communication within the platform. So again, you're going to go down here after you log in, click on profile, verify your phone number, get that green check mark there. And then what I'm going to have you guys do next is pull open your cell phones, please, and add this to your contacts list. This is your BrokerBot hotline number. This is specific for your brokerage, for your market center. So please save this number. It is 952-866-0007. And the reason is because maybe we're driving to an appointment, we have a thought that comes up, or we want it to take a note for us so that we can continue and just have reference to this note wherever we are at any given moment. This allows you to do voice dialing and stuff from your car, from your cell phone, and just makes it an easy reference phone number. So everyone get this number written down? Cool. All right. So let's talk about what an AI assistant should be and what it does. So we have created it so it looks familiar to you all, so that way, if you're using AI on your day-to-day business already, um, it should be very familiar. This type of system and communication section here, you can click, drag, and drop content right here into the chat box. You can click on this little Clippy Boy function. This will open up your file explorer for your computer so you can upload contracts, you can upload CC&Rs, you can upload home inspection reports. So that way you can go through there and you can have it analyze even those ones, those inspection reports that have those tiny little thumbnail images and those graphs and everything. It will be able to read and review all of that content right here within the chat, okay? These 4 tiles are essentially just thought starters. This one performs a very comprehensive contract review for your documents, so it becomes a very effective collaborator for analyzing purchase contracts, breaking it down into digestible pieces, and even giving you insight and training feedback for how to make it even better. The photorealistic image generation tool will actually curate images based on your prompts that are hyper realistic, that are royalty free, watermark free, and that you can use in all of your marketing content. And a little teaser, you can actually use it to stage your home, your listings, and you can even use it to declutter your listings as well. So I'm going to show you direct examples of all of those things. In the top left-hand corner is your recent chat history. You can rename your chats and organize them however you'd like. And over here is one example that I am using it for on a regular basis. I work with a lot of snowbirds in my local area. They come in from out of town. They want to ask questions like, can I park an RV here? And so what I do is I'll upload the CC&Rs. Now, in this example, this is like a 96-page package of CC&Rs. So I will ask my title company to get a copy of the CC&Rs once my clients express interest in the area. And then normally what I would have had to do is read through these 96 pages of information and try to find out exactly where that information, that answer lies. But instead, I'm just asking BrokerBot, can I park an RV here? And it directs me to the specific section that I need to focus on, section 5.183, and tells me that, okay, I can't park RVs there overnight, but this is where I can focus my attention. And from here, I can even ask it questions like, what kind of pets can I have in the community? How many pets? Are there limits on those elements too? And then I can ask it to prepare an email directed to my clients. And then I can just copy and paste it and put it in there ready to go. So that's just a quick example of how this one task maybe saves me about 30 minutes every single time that I do it. And if I'm doing this multiple times a week, I'm immediately saving hours of time. So what I'd like to do then is maybe use it for marketing purposes. So maybe there's a social media presence that I want to establish myself in for like a target zip code. And here in Tucson, Arizona, the target zip code that I was targeting was 85718. That's my luxury zip code. So I've asked for a 30-day marketing plan for me to help me build my social media presence there. And it does it. It gives me an executable plan that I can follow week by week to encourage adoption and engagement. Maybe for you all, it's a target subdivision or a general market area. So start thinking about how you perform your farming and engage the platform and ask it to collaborate with you to refine your farming practices. Maybe I want to take it to the next step. What I'd like to do is create a 1-minute video script for me talking about the pros and cons of buying now, make it so that it's more leaning to the purchase side, right? And it does that. It creates this script here and it gives me talking points. But for someone like me, brevity is not my strong suit, right? I can kind of go off tangent. I can just get easily distracted. So what I want was tell me exactly what to say so that I can just read it off while staring right into the camera. So I look like I'm extremely effective and concise when I'm talking, which I'm not. So it writes the entire detailed script for me and provides me with exactly what to say and read off into the camera. And from here, I can collaborate with it just like I would any other AI tool or system and say, okay, I want it to be more professional, more concise. I want it to be more kind, more endearing. However, I want to curate it to my personal tone and style, I can do that. But the point is that I can immediately use this to create an Instagram post right off the bat. And I think that it's important to note that our system is not just a chat GPT overlay. We're actually calling from multiple AI resources at any given moment. So where a lot of other systems are just like a chat GPT overlay or something, we're calling from chat GPT 5.0, the $200 a month version. We're calling from Perplexity, Gemini, Claude Sonnet, and it all depends on your inquiry. And that's because different AI products are better in some use cases versus other use cases. So in this way, we're giving you the best in class resource at any given moment. So the other thing that I'd like to showcase here is how I might leverage it in a more advanced setting. And this is an advanced prompt style that I cover in my BrokerBot open house that I hold every month. The next one is this Friday. If you guys would like to join, we get people all over the nation who come to join and share best practices. Anyone from agents who are just getting started to advanced to even staff and leadership like to share their best practices and tools and how they're leveraging it. So what I've done here is I'm taking advantage of its online search capabilities. Now, we didn't want to create a system that is going to source information from opinion-based websites like Reddit or Facebook, right? We deal in a very sensitive legal framework and environment. So we wanted to make sure that we created a whitelisting URL system that your leadership has refined for you all. So that way, when it does research, it only uses verified sources and information to provide you guys with the best responses possible. So in this specific prompt, I'm telling it verbatim, search online for comparable properties similar to my full address right there. And then I identify the CMA criteria, right? So I'm telling it, identify all properties that are listed for sale within a 3-mile radius. So I'm defining my market area just as I would do it in my own personal CMA style. Ensure that the comps are no greater than a 10% variance compared to my subject property. List the information in an easy to read table format with my subject property at the top. So I'm conveying how I want the information to be presented to me so that I can easily digest the information. And then I say, present a range in dollar per square foot value, an estimate of what the property should sell for. So it does the research for me. It uses a bunch of online search portals. It performs the analysis. It collects the information and presents it in an easy to read format here for me. Here's all of the comparable active listings. And then here's all of the recent sales in similar size. And then it does the dollar per square foot analysis, estimated range, and then it provides a summary table for me to quickly reference all of the comps and materials. And what's cool is that it comes out to this value, 295 to 315. I will tell you, we had an appraisal. It came in at 303. So we were right there in the middle. But you know what? I wanted the information to be readily available to me because I was walking in to meet with my seller there. So I said, okay, BrokerBot, text me the finalized estimated range of the prospective list price. So it does. It sends me a text message, an SMS, directly with the relevant information. So now I have a point of reference on my cell phone that I can pull up and look at while I'm talking to my seller client. And then I want to take it to the next step because you know what? She's probably going to ask me, well, what does it look like if I net? Like if I listed at 305, I get a sale, how much would I net there? So I asked it to give me a cost sheet estimate analysis to tell and show my seller what they would net given a sales price of 305. I give it some additional variables like the commissions, the taxes and fees. And then I factor in my personal rule of thumb, which is a 1% seller repair buffer as well, because having done hundreds of transactions now, I just always find that my listings, there's usually a 1% variance in unexpected findings that we have to contribute either via repairs or concessions. So I just use this as a conservative rule of thumb. And it does the analysis for me. It does the assumed sales price, factors in all of the costs, and then gives me a clean summary table here. But I think what's cool about this is that it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just give me your net. It says, hey, you didn't include a mortgage payoff. There was no HOA transfer fees or anything like that. So it says if you have that information or other fees, don't forget to input that and subtract it as well. So our tool doesn't just give you the answer that you're looking for. It gives you the answer and then it says, hey, here's some other helpful points or helpful information that you may want to gather as well to give your client an even more accurate estimate or valuation or return analysis. Any questions before I go on? I'm kind of blazing through here pretty quick, and I know some of this stuff is a little advanced. Is this pretty cool? Are you guys excited so far?
They all seem like they're nailing it, brother.
All right, good, good. All right, so moving on. I think that it was important that we delivered a product to you all too that gives you the ability to walk into a new home sales center because sometimes we're selling new construction homes and we wanted you to be able to source documents and information on a whim that have been uploaded to your knowledge center by your leadership. And so in this example, what I've done is that I've asked it to deliver and text me a link to download my W-9 so that I can share it with the new home sales consultant. So I say, BrokerBot, text me a link to click to download it right here to my phone. And it sends me a link via SMS that I can just click on and download my W-9 for my company and give it to the sales agent. I don't have to call anyone. I don't have to reach out. I don't have to dig through tons of information or click on portals or log into anything else externally. I just ask BrokerBot for it and it gives it to me. And this saves me tons of time. So just ask it for the content that you want and it'll be able to source it. So our system doesn't just use OCR, it uses computer vision. And when I talk about computer vision, the way that I describe it is that anything that you can see with your eyes, BrokerBot can see. And that includes pictures that you send it, that includes contracts, that includes handwritten notes, anything. So in this example, this was at my personal listing, and I took a picture here. This is all on my cell phone, and I circled it, and I said, BrokerBot, there's a leak coming from right here between this section of the toilet. I have no idea what that is. I'm not a plumber. And I say, hey, what could be causing the leak, and how can I fix this? And BrokerBot analyzes the information. It says that this appears to be a tank to bulk connection issue. Maybe a gasket there is broken. And then it takes the next step and it pulls from our uploaded list of vendors to provide me with a contact for a plumber and says that here is a contact for a plumber. You can call and get it professionally fixed. So now me as a listing agent, I can take this information, send it over for, I've actually, real quick sidebar, I've used this to identify poly pipes in my in prospective properties for my buyers. I was able to snag some photos in a hard to reach area, and then I texted it and I was like, BrokerBot, are these poly pipes? And it's like, yes, this is a brand of poly pipe. And so I just got to get that heads up to my buyers. Hey, here's all the information on polybutylene piping and the potential issues with it. So the cool thing here is that you didn't just take a picture of the toilet and ask it the question and get the answer. You got the proactive feedback necessary to remediate the issue rapidly. So now I can text this information to my sellers. I said, hey, they're already moved out of state. I say, hey, here is this leak that's happening. Here's what I think it is. And do you want to call your plumber or do you want me to reach out to one of our plumbers? I can do that right now if you'd like and get this fixed. Boom, taken care of. Not a big deal. we can get it fixed ASAP. So I like to share this example for its photo editing tools. And full disclosure, this is in beta. We have the ability to virtually stage and virtually declutter spaces within within any property. So in this example, I'm showing a house to my buyer client, and we walk in, and they want this room to be the guest room for their visitors, right? So right now it's a little boy's room, and sometimes our buyers have difficulty in visualizing themselves or visualizing a space without the seller's contents in it. So what I want to do is I want to remove all of the interior contents so that I can just see a blank room. And I ask it to do that, and it does change the wall color right here, right? But I say, okay, go ahead and switch the wall color back to white, and it does it. So now I've gone from this to this. And now I can share this information with my buyers. And this next step I like to share with you all because this was a faux pas and a very big learning moment for me personally. I said, add some basic bedroom furniture to this room and use neutral colors. So what I'm trying to do is furnish this room now with a more mature furniture setting so that I can give my clients that insight of what it'll look like. But again, I said basic furniture. Never gonna say that ever again because very basic. I will not show this to my buyers, okay? Like, so I said, okay, well, let's make it upscale. Let's turn it luxurious. And it does it. And there it is. And here, this is something I can share with them. And in fact, if this was my listing, maybe I would turn this into a virtual staging that I would then use on my MLS photos. And don't use this to write in text. Like I will tell you right now, it writes it in Sanskrit. You can't understand it. But what I would do is take this, upload it to Canva, and then just write virtually staged right here so it conforms to my local market's MLS requirements. And then I have a good photo ready to go. And just like I've used it for that level of staging, I also wanted to share this example. This is a furnished area, or this is a non-furnished area that another agent used. And he gave this quote here, add farmhouse style furniture to this photo, dining room setup in the back with 6 chairs around a rectangular table, sitting area type furniture in the front of the photo. And that's it. That's what he said. And it gave him this. That's awesome. It's ready to go. I would then put it in Canva, write virtually staged right there, or maybe up here or something. And then I have it ready to go. And if you ever get stuck or it generates the wrong image, just click on new chat and then just continue where you left off and continue working with it. So just like that, I like to share this one last example here. This was me working with one of my listings, staged this living room with modern farmhouse aesthetic using soft light colors. And it does the AI thing again, got rid of the front door. I was like, hey, put back the front door and put back the windows. And it does. And there it is. Now this is ready to go. So I've gone from that to this. And now I can use it in my marketing content. So those are a handful of examples for the photo editing. It also creates images that are photorealistic that I can use in my newsletters. These are not watermarked. These are royalty free. Any images that you create within the system here, you can use in your marketing materials. So you have rights to it. So here I just used a basic prompt. And if you guys have been to the Southwest, you'd know that the architectural style and the fauna here in the background looks like it could be in my backyard. I do have a Canva Pro account, and I think our image generator is superior to Canva's as well. So I like to generate my images here, edit here, and then put it into Canva for any sort of text-based input. So the last thing that I'd like to leave with you guys is this example and the story that I actually did personally, where I was working with my sellers, and as a listing agent, I got a request to have 5 items addressed, and I was actually sitting in the back seat of my car with my daughter, and my wife is driving us home, and I'm feeding her. She's 18 months old. I'm feeding her little pieces of salt-free French fries and little pieces of burger from In-N-Out. And I got this text message and it says, we need, in order for us to feel comfortable moving forward, we need to address these 5 items. And so I said, okay, no problem. And on my cell phone, I copied and pasted the 5 items, put it into BrokerBot, and I said, provide an estimated range of values for a handy person to resolve these issues. And so it does. It starts providing me with an estimated range of values. It goes through it, and then it asks me some clarifying questions. I provide that feedback, and then I say list it all for an easy to read table format, include the sum total. It gives me the range, but again, the range is so big, I don't think that's very helpful. I want it to be just in the higher end range. So I say use the same information, but only list the higher amounts. And then it gives me something that says high-end estimate. I'm not going to send something to my sellers that says high-end estimate. It sounds like I'm overcharging them for something, right? So I say change high-end to conservative. And now I have this easy, ready to go table format. So I take a screenshot of this on my cell phone and I send this to my sellers and I say, hey, is this within the realm of the amount that you're willing to spend? $1,300. And they said, yep, we actually set aside $1,500 to take care of this. And I said, great, I'm going to line up a handyman. I then cut off the values. So I just had the repair items. I texted it to a handyman. I said, hey, can you give me a quote to address this? He said, yep, $1,350 to address all of these items. I said, great, let's get you in there. When can you start? He said, in 2 days. I said, great, send me the invoice over email and I'll get it signed off. And he does. I then respond back, hey, sellers, we've got a plan of action. It's going to be done in 2 days. I text the buyer's agent back. I say, hey, we've got it resolved. It'll be done in 2 days. And then I get to my house and we're done. Now, again, I did this in the back seat of my car just via text message and using BrokerBot while feeding my daughter French fries. Normally, I would have had to wait till I got home, pull open my computer, create a table, do a bunch of research, and instead I just had this information done, ready to go, and finished in minutes. And I think that that's one of the things that makes our platform really special is the ability to just use it on the go in any way, shape, or form and really save you guys tons of time and energy. So upload your inspection reports, upload the information, take photos of that weird tree in the backyard that your buyer's like, wow, I really like this tree. What kind is it? And I don't know why they all think we're botanists, but I text a picture of it, and while we're walking around, it gives me the response back, and I can answer their question. So that's the end of my presentation, you guys. I've got a couple minutes before I have to jump into my next onboarding, but do you have any questions?
Somebody wants to know if you can use the AI to put vacuum lines in the carpeting.
That's so funny. I try it. Try it. That's a good idea. It did look a little squiggly, huh?
There you go. What else we got out there? They have mastered AI. No, Melissa has a question.
While you were talking, I asked it if there's an app for that,
Uh-huh.
and it told me there's not. So when we use the text function and we use our computer function, it knows we're the same person based on what?
Based on your logging in. So I can see right here, you asked it the question and you haven't verified your phone number yet. So you're going to want to make sure that you go down here and verify the phone number by the clicking on the profile.
Leadership training.
And then make sure that it's good to go right there with your little green check mark. And that's going to authenticate you as a user. And it's important to note your leadership can see your chats, but you can't see each other's chats. And we wanted that level of privacy because sometimes we're sitting on the other side, each side of the table, right, negotiating on a contract. But we also wanted to give that insight to your leadership so that they can have this button here for all chats, so that they can see what types of questions are being asked, if they need to provide BrokerBot with any additional training or framework or guidelines, because we've created it so that way it can give them actionable insight to create training materials for you all based on the questions that you're asking. So by using the platform, you begin to collaborate with your leadership so that they can provide you with more effective training, content, classes, those types of things too.
Thank you.
Good question. Anything else?
Is it connected to transaction type? We used to have a transaction coordinator and now we don't any longer. Does it help with transaction loading?
You can upload contracts. It does not have a direct integration. And like I said earlier, there was a question about an app. There, you can pull it up on your browser, and I just have it open on a tab on my browser, and on my computer, I have it up on a tab there. But the omni-channel communication allows you to input, upload any sort of contracts, materials, photos of contracts. You can ask it what to fill in certain areas too. So I feel like it's still our job as professionals to input contract information because we want to make sure that we're the responsible ones to input all that data and info. But use BrokerBot as an effective collaborator to verify or to tailor the information more effectively for you and your clients. All right. Thank you all so much for having me. If you have any other questions or anything at any time, you can click on the support button. That takes you to an AI chatbot. And I also personally review all of our incoming customer support. And also, you guys, please thank your leadership for giving you this state-of-the-art tool and information. They've worked very hard for you, curating the knowledge-based system, and they've invested in this system for you all. They care a lot about you. I can speak to that. And so yeah, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you guys enjoy using your new AI assistant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Olivia would like to share.
I just was gonna say, I know is it hung up? I know that was maybe a little boring in terms of a presentation. And this program got brought to my attention at the regional level. And so I said yes, that this market center would be kind of one of the guinea pigs in the North Central region to use it. There's companies all over the country, non-KW and KW, using it. And so I really would like you to, put in, create your account. My phone's blowing up asking, is this real? Is this spam? So we'll maybe want to get something out in the Facebook group and maybe something in the Friday email that just says this is not spam, this is real. And I know Bryce and I were just talking that maybe you will or won't want to ask it questions knowing that your leadership can see what you ask, but there's no such thing as a dumb question. This is it's an awesome tool, so I'm just asking you please to use it, and it has saved a lot of leadership team members time from answering the same questions over and over. You can still come to us with those questions, but when I get a text on a Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, like what's the code to the swipe box on the west, I don't mind answering that, but if we could like ask it here, then like I don't have to like be having coffee with Colin and be like, oh, another question on the swipe, the lockbox code, right? So so please use it. Jason Arvidsson and the rest of the leadership team spent a ton of time behind the scenes prior to today training it and asking it all the questions. If we haven't yet, we'll get all the policies uploaded too, so that if you just can't get a hold of someone, or it's 10 o'clock at night, you don't want to ask in the Facebook group, type it in there and it'll answer for you. So please use it, and if we decide that it's junk in a couple months and we don't want to spend the money on it, they're giving us 1 month for free. But if you all tell us it's crap, in a couple months we'll get rid of it. But for now, thank you for signing up and using it. Seems pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have maybe more trainings and more talking about stuff
Yeah,
like
we can,
this.
and I know several people in the office use Box Brownie for virtual staging, and that costs you money, so now you can cancel that and you can use this, right? So happy to do whatever training anybody needs for sure. And we could do it at around a happy hour time so that it's more enjoyable of a presentation.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Well, now we're gonna go back to the more traditional part of our meeting. How about that? So there's one other rollout that we wanna make sure you're aware of, is that we already have our KWPR BrokerBot 2.0, and that is our broker who is a bot.
Oh my God.
Where my KWPR answers.
Maybe we should break out that. It was already happy hour. Yeah, I put that all in the kitchen.
I really
For
think
sure.
Cece should come up and do it because Jamie asked me to do this. I happen to have the glasses, in my dress-up bin. And then Cece taught me how to do it. Let's see it. Come on up, come on up, come on up. You got it.
You got that.
All right.
Nailed it.
All right, so I think that was a good transition. I hope. Nice work, Melissa. So, depending on which broker bot you need, now you know. As you see, we like to, our purpose, serve agents and impact lives. And let's give it up for Amanda Mendoza. She, like many others today, are actually at a class. And she is up 125% year to date in her business, and she's made this place beautiful. So,
Yes.
so way to go. She took everything that Olivia said and did the opposite. And speaking of amazing, let's welcome up Tati.
It's me again. Hello. Okay, I'm not gonna put up some crazy meme of Jamie this time, but that was good. So anyway, still, we need a little bit more participation in some of these wonderful events that we have coming up. So, Jamie, maybe you could strike a pose or something to have them get their phones out so that they could scan the QR codes.
For what?
Remember your pose last week?
Oh, no, I can't do that.
That'll probably break a head.
Okay, anyway, we have Patrick Woods coming on November 17th. Does anyone recognize anything different in this graphic from last week?
Price?
Yeah.
Yeah, the price is $29. I'm pretty sure we probably all spend more at Starbucks every week than that. So, you should really sign up and go to Patrick Woods. Okay. No, so this is happening Monday, November 17th, 8:30 to 4 p.m. It's gonna be really great. I know Jamie's gonna dive into this a little bit more in a minute, but please get signed up for that. I know that this training is gonna be worth more than $29. So if you can swing it, you should be there.
And if you
Okay.
can't swing it, let me know. Jason Herkamp has offered to pay for 10 tickets of folks that maybe don't have the funds to do it.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. Okay, then we have the one and only Bryce. He's teaching on Thursday, November 20th at 9:30, and he's teaching how to understand contracts to win to win clients. I saw this like in full action the other day. He was in our office, like totally schooling us on a contract, and like just that one thing that I learned alone, Bryce, like that was insane. So yeah, he knows his stuff. Anyway, so that's gonna be good. He's gonna be there. It's free, and Bryce is cool. Okay, save the date, November 19th, gratitude potluck and turkey bingo. I don't know if you saw our gobbling video, but it didn't quite get the traction we were hoping for. I don't know. But no one's bringing a turkey. So let's get a turkey. Somebody sign up and bring a turkey. So please sign up for that. We have Tasha and Mary, and they're gonna be hosting Turkey Bingo, and I can't think of a better duo to host Turkey Bingo. So that's gonna be very entertaining.
Besides Shane and Monique.
Well, yeah, I have to say,
Right.
every person that we've had host Turkey Bingo has been great, so yes. But yeah, please get signed up for that. It's one of the best things that, in my opinion, that we do all year at the Market Center. It's just, a great wholesome time, and it's gonna be fun. So please get signed up for that. Save the date for Jingle Mingle. More details are gonna be coming out about that regarding Secret Santa, Giving Tree, cookie exchange, all of the things after the potluck for Turkey Bingo. So keep your eyes posted for that. Then we have the contract to close orientation date. So this is happening December 3rd, 9:30 to 10:45. There's a QR code to get signed up. Basically what this is it's just an orientation. So if you're looking to get enrolled with our new transaction coordinators, this is one of the 2 companies that we are now partnered with. And so December 3rd would be a great time to show up, get enrolled, ask all the questions, learn all the things, and yeah, so come to that if you're looking for transaction coordination. Then we have the Shift Happens with James Shaw. And this is happening same day as Photos with Santa, so you can have a jam-packed day. First you can go to see James Shaw, and then after that you can come to Photos with Santa. So get signed up for that. And now we have the Rice Group.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're gonna. Oh. Awesome.
You just dropped us some chips.
I like it. We're gonna keep this one short today because you guys had some good AI bot stuff. I just want to attest that we use AI on the lending platform. It's something that's new for me, and I don't like change, and I don't like learning new technologies. So I will tell you, I got past that hump, and it's been an absolute game changer. So I encourage it. I don't think I could live without it now. We are not doing Kahoot today. I'm sorry. But I do want to talk to you guys about a couple really quick things. Who's heard about a 50-year mortgage? Oh my gosh. So sick.
Can I get one?
So sick hearing about it, if I'm being honest with you. Does anyone have any guesses as to how far out we are from that becoming real?
Next year, probably.
weeks.
I highly doubt we're gonna see this come to fruition, personally. It's an idea that's been brought up. The problem is that if it makes it through every legislative branch it needs to make it through, and it makes it through Fannie and Freddie, and it makes it through the insurance companies, and it makes it through reps and warrants, it has to also make it through CFPB. And CFPB straight up said, they made a statement the other day, they're just like, I don't know that we can reconcile the equity fallout from this happening. I could see there being a loan modification world where we modify a loan out to 50 years. But the biggest, I mean, you guys gotta remember too, we are not that far out from 2008 where the equity floor dropped out from underneath us. So to in the first year of a 50-year mortgage on $100,000, I mean, the amount of money that's going to principal, it's almost non-existent. It actually, and then when you factor in what the cost would be to go and sell that home, they were talking about if the 50-year mortgage happened, that mortgage companies would require, there was a big conversation the other day that mortgage companies would require real estate agents to sign an agreement that commissions or costs to sell could be reduced, or some kind of clause or law that they have to put into place, because there's not enough equity to cover that spread. So there's so many things that would have to happen in the world of compliance and in the world of like consumer protection for that 50-year to come about.
How many 40-year mortgages are out there?
I have not run into, I mean, I've run into a couple of FHA ones that were extended out to the 480-month term, and that's actually a perfect example because like the study that they've done on those 40 years is how much equity is left.
Yeah.
When someone lives in the home for 8 years, what does that put them? So I would say it's definitely cool because it's like, it's bringing up the conversation. It's bringing up affordability, which needs to get tackled. I just think that that's gonna get tackled from a different angle instead of spreading out a mortgage term and a loan term to essentially a lifetime term, right? So the other thing that has been in the news a lot is the 620 score being removed from Fannie. Has anyone heard that one? Okay, so Fannie did remove it. I wanna caution us too, and I don't mean to come in here and be a Debbie Downer, but I wanna caution everyone too that it will increase affordability on the conventional loan side of things. It's gonna happen. That 620, you're gonna see more approvals. Removing that minimum just means that we're likely gonna go to more of a scorecard model, meaning that there has to be compensating factors. So just because that score has been removed does not mean your clients are automatically approved for a mortgage at 620. That's not gonna be the case. You also have to remember that mortgage insurance has not fallen in line yet. They do not have a pricing model built out for 620 credit scores yet. They're still working on that. So right now it's defaulted to, does anyone, any guesses as to what the percentage is for a good credit score borrower with, let's call it 10% down on a conventional loan, 740 plus? It's a percentage annual of the annual. It's like 0.227. The mortgage insurance for a 640 borrower on conventional with 5 to 10% down, sitting over 1.2%. So if we go to 620, we're gonna have mortgage insurance like on a $300,000 home of like $400 a month. Okay, so that's not to say like we're not gonna leverage it. That's not to say we're not gonna use that reduction in the FICO. But guys, everything's kind of got a direction that it's been going, and those FHA loans are perfect fits for people in that criteria. There's going to be exceptions. There's going to be times where that makes sense. The 620 borrower that has 25-30% down, absolutely, let's give that a go. There's a good chance that gets approved. But I would just say be a little bit cautious of what that actually means and when we're going to actually utilize those programs. Okay. The one positive is that it's got people talking about real estate. So when you're out there in social media world, when you're out there talking to clients about these things, I think it's always good to come in as the advisors that we are and explain the pros and the cons to it. If people are getting excited about the 50-year mortgage, I'm gonna give Jen a shout out. She posted a really good Facebook post about the 50-year, but it was good because it was upfront. It laid out pros and it laid out cons. People are right now just getting all this info thrown at them. I feel like a 50-year mortgage semi-truck hit me because everyone keeps talking about it. I'm like, where did this come from? And it just was discussed, right? It just got brought up as an idea. It's gonna take a long time for that to implement, if ever it does, okay? And then especially with the FICO reduction, roll with it. This is a good conversation to have and be positive. I'm telling you guys a more conservative outlook on it, but this is a good conversation starter for people looking at buying a home. It is, so roll with that. But just know that there's things behind it. So, any questions?
For them, it may not be a whole lot different than paying $2,400 a month in rent.
Correct.
They're not building any equity there either.
They're not building equity. You get the tax write-offs on the mortgage side of
And you
things.
might get appreciation.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna do a 50-year mortgage, we gotta treat them like a HELOC. You gotta be planning on extra principal every month, just chopping that thing down on your own. Don't take the minimum payments. It's like a credit card. Do not pay your minimum payments. Pay your minimum payment and some extra to get equity gain on there. So otherwise, you're gonna be in a massive hole. That means 25 years, 25 full years before 50% of your payment is going towards principal. 2.5 decades. One other thing. Oh, government might be reopening soon. So,
Yay.
that's great news, I think. And just USDA, just so you guys know, they put out an announcement that with this happening, they are working on loans from September. So, still don't plan on pushing any USDA loans through in 2025, but they're there. So, any other questions? Good stuff. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yep.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Just got a quick little video for you guys. It's entertaining, yet I want you to kind of think about what would you do in this situation? Which person do you really? trying to block that entire wind source. That was interesting. You know, you try to hold them down, would you start chasing after them? If it was money, would you start chasing after them? Probably. Well, our goals can be like that. I know I witnessed that quite a bit with a handful of people, you know, that, you know, we start the year with big goals. And then, you know, we get partway through the year and we might have gotten away from our processes. And before we know it, we'll end up halfway through the year chasing down really hard after our goals. We get tired and sometimes we just decide to let them go. Did anyone relate to that from 2025? Did you let the goals go at some point? It's normal, it happens a lot. However, 2026, we are going to focus on the process and the results will come. So we're going to really hyper-focus on the process in 2026. And if it's out of focus, then you know you need to come to this class because we're going to focus on the process. So it can be hard to see, you know, the forest through the trees when it comes to your next year, especially right in the middle of it. And who better to help us than Felony Woods? So once again, Olivia has come up with a major resource for us. What a quick little blurb about him.
He's awesome. He's had his own real estate team. He's an OP of 3 market centers. At one point, he was running the #1 market center in the system in Roseville, California. I mean, he probably could teach this class in his sleep. He's excellent, and he's normally $2,500 a day, and he's waiving that for us. So we're just simply, you know, want to fill the room. And we'll put something together for ALC as well. He's gonna stay until the next day, so we'll probably have a ALC I just got the flight info yesterday. So we'll probably put together something for the ALC, but he's great. He coaches a lot of people, in his own office, you know, on their individual businesses, and so he's no stranger to the models. And, he actually sent me something that he built for us using AI that he's gonna roll out to you that will, I think, help, turn your goals into, it's more of a workshop, right? You're not gonna leave here next Monday and go, oh, so now I have to do this and this to prepare for next year, right? So he's great. I'd highly encourage you to get there. We want the room full, right? Just to show him that he didn't waive his fee for 10 people, right? He's here. Yes, right here. Yep.
And if you're tired of chasing, let's figure this out in advance. And let's not let this opportunity blow away. Deal? Deal. All right, bring some friends. If you don't have friends, again, this is the time of year we're in. Separation is in the preparation. So right now is when 2026 becomes successful. And again, there's Patrick Woods.
Can you put that graphic back?
Oh, yeah, sure. All right. Next week, we have a couple things left here today. Next week, Steve Rawl has been kind enough to, because the report keeps going on, the Rawl report just doesn't stop. So next week, we will have the crystal Rawl going over the market. And just like what Ken had said about being able to articulate things and opportunities that come up with the conversations that are current on the marketplace today, you'll be able to turn it into a positive conversation about the market and be the expert. And speaking of experts, we're going to end the day with Chris is going to come up and share before we do a lunch and learns. Come on up, Chris.
Good afternoon, thanks for having me. My name is Chris Lehman. I'm with Belton Relocation Group, North American Van Lines. And if you guys have a few minutes after lunch here, scoop up and then come back here for 10-15 minutes. I'd be happy to educate you about our services. We do local, long distance, and international moving, storage, vehicle transport as well. So I'm happy to answer questions you may have and kind of go through the process of moving in our world for you. So.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. We'll see you in a bit then.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the presentation for the day. I appreciate that very much. Again, we'll follow up with more on the BrokerBot situation. I'm sure if the situation's right, you play that song, Melissa will jump back into the dance.
Anytime.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate you. Thanks online.
I'm curious.
Most of my.
Maybe in it together.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
You go into it and say, I have verified myself with an identity. I'm not joking, that is the correct way to handle it. Yeah, basically, you just tell us, why don't you tell me how to fix my problem?
How are you? I came in a little late.
I tried to get you today to text me the right word.
I saw it before I came in and I said, good.
Yeah, right, that's it. Yeah, so.
I'm glad I had that.
Yeah.
That's cool, I'm excited to try that.
It certainly seems reasonable to do that. You might be amazed at how many texts I get in a day. It is a non-zero number.
Like lemon.
He's an average house.
Lemon drops.
She's like, I'm starting to feel sober.
You know, at the end of the day, it's just what he said.
Oh, okay.
They're not bad, but you don't get in the word, I think that's.
Where did you go?
I also like to do. So if I can make both goals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that, I didn't even look, I just saw the martinis. I didn't even see what was in it. Yeah, yeah.
Email address?
She's made comments before.
As soon as I can set up info dump.
Well, if you ever want any, we got
But maybe she did or didn't.
condo and a townhome, Wood,
Have a chat. You can start working with a lot of stuff doesn't matter until you're licensed. But once you're licensed.
ended up doing
But there are a lot of
better
things
ways
that work.
to mass.
Has it probably, yeah, I mean, it's possible you will get more of these questions. Because I couldn't find a specific document with knowledge base, but my cell phone number might show as unverified after previously being verified.
Then I would click the support button and ask.
Okay, try re-verifying your number. I didn't get an email today, I assumed that was
Not an architect of AI system.
Well, if you ever need any, let us know, so.
Maximo would be the right guy. He helped me with a bunch of stuff already.
I'll bet I'll get back to you.
Are you in sure, Katie? Delightful.
When do they usually hold them? Yes.
I do think that it is like game show, not just.
So one of the
When do they usually hold them?
Really good. They've never done it.
When you said as
is
the.
to say, can you summarize?
January 29th is the date.
Now, if you,
Kelly, I've never seen Kelly.
Little fan.
it will allow
Better give Susie one.
way longer.
Oh, yeah.
Navigating the real world. Not everyone has money to dump on the thing. But what I would typically do is I'd say, help me build a plan so I can afford to pay for customers. And it's crazy what it'll come up with. And then it'll say something like really crazy, like, why don't you share your bank statement with me, and I will help you find. And it will do it. It will dig through there and find the thing. It's a better financial planner than most financial planners. Well, I mean, it has all of the tools. It has all of the tools available to it at the moment, and it's not afraid to hurt the team. It's not. You know, like you probably know someone I always probably have someone else do that. Hey, how do I want your rights? And one of the persons wanted the opinion but did not want the opinion, and the other person wanted to give the opinion but didn't want to give the opinion to pay. It's cool though. And if you don't like the menu, say try a new menu, and nobody's offended. It's amazing.
This is Liza, she's.
I know, I thought it was like today.
Yeah, so almost as new as you, but not quite.
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I really don't, because I'm giving AI presentations. I was grinning, it was more along the lines of.
Well, yay. Because just putting everything into KW, I think it means man. When it's said and done, and now, I just wanna make sure everything's done right, that's all.
I can picture.
I always thought, well, I hired Jenny because I wanted to make sure everything was done right.
Highlighters,
Now I
post-it
have
notes,
a
and journals, and
anyway. But they have to.
it'll be.
Stone house that flooded and guy wants to.
Riles.
I will, yeah, and if we get to that point.
He's got two boats, he's working on two more and,
When you get to
well,
be older, you gotta see
then I don't know.
some hard
Maybe I bring it in coming into it, arbitration, I don't even know, I'm like.
I think that was with a young crowd, like.
I don't know, years ago, he has two, but he's getting two more, which means it's expensive, that's why he's getting two more, cause like, he'll probably go, but, I'm like, oh dear.
Oh, got it. How are you?
I smell serious BS in the seller, Frankie was reading about it.
Messy, messy, messy.
Very.
Exactly right, it's ladies that don't matter. I'm doing my best possible. Need a pen. Stick a pen in there and then I'll be better.
Yeah, you need to have your wood sweat here.
Yes. Man.
Paraphernalia up here? Yes. Fan for your phone?
We're a fan?
Yes.
My son just moved from Arizona, but
Thank you.
he's renting, but he's gonna build a house and move again, so I use you very much come in handy.
Yeah.
Hang it in there, hang it in there. I gotta make it through the 25th.
It's a fan that you plug into your phone.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool.
Well, I think, you
You have to
know,
hold it on here, otherwise.
like I was telling with Shane, you know, doing your videos with your windswept hair.
Oh, yeah. My Beyonce
Perfect.
moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You're stood by your husband, that's rude.
Yeah, put that cookie on top. Good.
Thank you so much. I did see that, yes, it's an introduction. Cool. Thank you so much. She's I just wanna make sure everything gets done right, and I swear you're gonna end up needing 4-factor authentication. I mean, I'm telling you.
Oh, yes, we did all sorts of.
Yep.
Authentication.
Yeah.
So I've been working on a couple of things lately.
I think we still got a few people.
Okay.
Don't catch up.
Got a good background for that.
Got a contest going on?
We're jamming now.
I guess that's my number.
Next year.
Hit a button.
Some local stuff right now. Was at also last Friday. I just, like the week before I was at Hybrid there, my Tuesdays.
Ma'am.
You're welcome.
I saw one time, it's the.
I think it's Ferris
Oh. Yeah, 6,000.
Yeah, yeah.
I know the.
Okay. Great, we saw that. Ball hammer.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought, a friend of mine was in Oregon. And I go to Brian Harris. I don't know a big rocker, but I've never seen it.
I'm sorry about it.
That happened.
My foot is terrible. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
Yeah, anything. First Randy there.
I found two.
Great choices here, sir. Yeah, that wasn't good. No, none of that. No.
But I'm like, what am I missing?
Where's the catch?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no. They just stuff, it's like, I don't know, am I gonna, I think I'm a risk. I don't want to do softball.
Yes.
You don't want to wear a platform.
Still not quite enough.
Still
Still grabbing James
Are they?
in front of your
Okay.
eyes. It's like, I can't
But
see
you are
it.
on the end, I'm on the end, so like there's not anything. There's not. So I hit send, bottom, and then my sprint test.
You know, this is check for you? People come across your desk?
I haven't been in my office much this morning, so I haven't seen anything.
Well, Monday or people.
I know
You'll
Ed
find
just
something.
came in.
885 Edmund.
Yep,
Okay.
that's come in, I think that's been paid out already, but yesterday was a holiday, so,
Oh, it was?
yeah, so we
Okay.
couldn't process anything because all the banks were closed.
Oh, okay.
Veterans Day.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It was funny because I'm like, oh, let me call the bank for that, and I'm
I forgot that.
they're prompting, I'm like, wait, yeah, that's right, they're. Oh.
I went to the actual bank and I went, why is it locked? Oh. Well,
That is why.
oh.
You're an HR nightmare.
Like Brian Adams, so we took it down to 2,000. We'll fly back. Somebody was doing it, some business. To the emergency room. He was coming in, came in like,